Okay, so once we understand how the scoops works, we can proceed to register our scoops in the RESTful API. Laravel Passport does not provide a default list or something like that of scoops. We need to register our own scoops depending of our requirements. That is not something like a guide or something like that to know how to create the scoops and register them. We are completely free to register all the scoops that we need with all the permissions that we require. But of course, if we have 100 scoops possible, that is going to be very difficult for a client to determine which of those scoops to use. So I recommend to use a small list with different possible activities or actions that a client can perform based on the permissions of the user. So let's go to our code and see the 4 possible scoops that we are going to use right now. To register the scoops, we just need to go to the providers, add service provider, and there we are going to call the new method from Passport, TokenScan. TokenScan receives an array, and every position in the array is a scoop that we have. So we are going to have a first scoop called purchase product. This scoop is going to provide the ability to create new transactions for a specific product for that user, of course. So we just need to specify this description. It means that when a client obtains an access token with this specific scoop, that client will be able to purchase any kind of product for that user. Then we have a manage product scoop that allows to create, read, update, and delete products. Then we have the manage account scoop that will allow to read the account data like the name, the email. If it is an admin, it is a valid account, but of course it is not able to read the password. But this additionally can modify the user account, change the name, change the email, and change the password. But of course it is not able to remove the user account. So let's write the description. And finally, we have a read general that provides access to some specific information like the purchasing categories, the purchased products, the selling categories, the transactions, purchases, sales, etc. Once it is done, we have completely registered all the possible scoops for our RESTful API. Of course, you can define different scoops if you require, and we can define a lot of other scoops, but you need to be careful with this. For example, you cannot define a scoop to read the user data and other scoop to read the products and the user data. That is not a good idea because, well, every scoop must be completely independent of the other scoops. Basically, if a client needs to read the product data and the user data, must obtain 2 scoops that do that specifically, but not only one scoop that do all those things. Additionally, you are able to define, for example, a scoop to read the user data, another scoop to update the user data, another scoop to create products, another scoop to update products, other to remove products, etc. But you will result with a lot of scoops unnecessarily. You should define enough modularity in your scoops, but not much modularity for every possible action. You should create a group of actions like, for example, only one scoop for manage the products, another scoop for manage the account, and you are going to be fine in that way. Of course, you are completely free in this case because you don't have any kind of restriction. So, see you in the next class to see how to use these scoops specifically inside of the actions of our controller to see which scoops match with which action in our RESTful API. So, see you there.